Byron always called me a pessimist, but I don't think it's pessimistic to recognize our flaws, or to think the natural world is just as valuable as we are. If I was pessimistic, I wouldn't believe that we can turn our back on the old ways, or that we can find happiness in humility. But I do. I have hope, even if Byron could never see it that way.
My theory accounts for everything. It explains every aspect of the cosmos. There are no gaps, no errors, not even ambiguities. And it works, which is the ultimate proof. I can calculate the history of the universe from the Big Bang to the death of the last atom, but when I compare my calculations to the available data, there's one point which consistently doesn't match up. Billions of light years away in the void, there's an anomaly. It's been there since before the beginning of time, and I think it's waiting for us.
K, a word, please, without the streaming. When you decided not to use the Somnodrome, I was pleased. We don't need another distraction to destabilize our society, thank you. People are already losing faith in the goal. I suspect you have as well? I'm not surprised you feel that way. I think my reaction would be the same. Look, let me speak plainly for a moment. You and I both know that I exaggerated. I built a myth around Athena that does not reflect what she believed. But you have to understand, it wasn't really about her. It was about what the city needed. It was about keeping us together, invested in a common narrative. And it was about preventing us from going the way of our ancestors. Because temptation is real, and our flaws are still the same. A myth, but a necessary one. I'm not a fanatic or a full 1K, although I sometimes play one. I'm just trying to do the right thing. I know I can't stop you from trying to save Byron, but what's in that pyramid could destroy everything I've tried to build. Maybe you're right. I don't know. Anyway, I've done what I could. You do as you must. Good luck.
Let's go.
You're coming along this time?
Yep.
Well, what about protocol?
Screw protocol. It's Byron.
Follow my sprite, and it will show you the way to your friend.
Do as he says. We went through a lot of trouble to get this guy out of his chains. Now it's his turn to help.
This way. You must free him. He cannot free himself.
What's happening? 1K? I'm out. Oh, my friend, the things that I saw, the power of this machine, the depth of her grief. Come on, follow me. I have to show you something. I thought all of this was deliberate. Athena testing us to see if we're worthy of her invention. I wanted to believe that she had a plan. In my own way, I mythologized her as much as everyone else. I never thought she might feel confused, lonely, uncertain. And what's the most human thing to do when you feel lost and sad and you have no idea what to do next? You take a nap. Here, listen.
If I give them the machine, if I convince them of its power, we could finally build the world Alexandra imagined. The world Miranda deserved. No, the world we all deserve, even the worst of us. We could take stewardship of this planet. We could explore the stars. We could give meaning to the universe.
If you embrace the knowledge of the flame, you can bring light into the darkness.
But what if they make the same mistakes again? What if selfishness and stupidity win out again? What if they take my machine and turn it into a weapon? What if they act like children and burn the planet?
The secrets of the flame are not for ordinary mortals to know. You cannot overcome your sinful nature.
Do you see what's happening? It's her. It's all her. Everything we're seeing is Athena. Her every hope, her every fear, all of her memories and contradictions brought to life by the machine. A dream-given form expressed in the language of her childhood. A world of puzzles and towers.
No, what can I do? How do I make this decision? There has to be an answer. There has to be a way of making sure it's the right choice. It can't just be a leap of faith.
There are no answers, creature of clay. Every question leads to another.
She's not waiting for us to prove ourselves before she helps us. She needs us to help her. We have to wake her up. Whoops. The system is still stabilizing. Maybe we'd better get out. Come on.
No! I cannot allow this.
Uh-oh.
You have suffered a grievous injury, my child. But do not lose faith. Your companions have not forgotten you, and it is through the bonds that you have forged that you will be saved.
Welcome back to the land of the living. For a while there, I thought we might have to reset you. We think you and Byron got hit by some kind of energy discharge. Knocked both of you out. Alcatraz, Melville, and Yakut went looking for you, but you were hard to find, and even harder to fix. It's been several weeks. He's fine, don't worry. Mayor Herman Nubis fought hard to convince people that the ideas of the goal were worth preserving, even if they'd lost faith in the myth itself. But the promise of the theory of everything was just too great. In the end, there was an election, and Herman Nubis lost. Guess who ran against him and won? Byron. So yes, he's mayor now. The question is, what do you plan to do now? And what about the theory of everything? If that's your choice, you should speak to Alcatraz. He's waiting for you outside. We're all in this together, 1K. One way or another.
I'm glad you're okay, 1K. I wish I could let you rest a bit, but there's something we need to do. And I think you know that. Exactly. It doesn't matter what you think about the myth of the Founder. What matters is that we have an ethical responsibility to free her and to protect the world from her dream. You're welcome. I had to take some risks, but ultimately they were justified. I did learn something from Byron, despite our differences. Byron has given his approval for another expedition to the megastructure. He would prefer us to retrieve the theory of everything, but he knows that you, with your special connection to the system, are the only one who can get through to Athena. I just need you to do one thing first. Go talk to Melville and Yakut. I think they deserve to come along if they want to. I'll head to the VTOL.
Good to see you up and awake, 1K. I'm hoping you're assembling your team to finally unravel the theory of everything. I'd love to get my hands on that data. Oh, well, that's certainly disappointing. I hope you change your mind.
Before you leave, let me just say this. I understand where you're coming from, I really do. Our history is so full of mistakes, of arrogance and stupidity. It's hard to believe that things could turn out differently this time. But I'd like to propose that it's necessary to believe in humanity, to believe in what we could be, even if we're not quite there yet. Forget about the arguments and the counter-arguments for a moment. Humanity has given us everything that we are. In return, I think we owe it an act of faith.
We have to do what we think is right, Byron.
I know. So do I. Good luck.
All right, I'll see you at the VTOL.
Things are finally getting better.
Attention all citizens. A scavenging expedition to the Western Ruins will set out next week. If you'd like to participate, please get in touch with Garrus.
Hey dude, nice to see you again. Oh, glad you made it. Honestly, dude, I don't have a clue. I don't really understand all this philosophical stuff, but you've had all these awesome, mind-blowing experiences, so you know what? I trust you to make the right choice. Strange things are afoot, dude. Life is gonna change, I can feel it. Could be good, could be bad. We'll see.
You're back on your feet. One of which I fixed, by the way. You're welcome. Of course. We have to shut that thing down before it blows up the planet. It'll hurt me to do it, but I see now that it's necessary. See you there.
Hey, 1K.
Say.
I'm really glad you made it, 1K. For a while, I really thought even Neath couldn't fix you. Yes, I will. At first, I thought the megastructure could change our future. But the more time we spent out there, the more I realized it's endangering all of us. We're not ready. I wish we were, but we're just not. All right, I'll get ready.
You've made many mistakes, 1K, but no one is perfect. Now you have a chance to redeem yourself. Make sure to take it.
You know, I've been coming to this memorial day after day, thinking about Alexandra Drennan and her values. And you know what I finally realized? Alexandra Drennan is dead. She's gone. She can't help us now. It's not her burden anymore. No, it's Byron who embodies those values now, and he needs my support. I'm sorry if that puts us on opposite sides, but I don't think there's another way.
Founder bless you, friend.
Byron is a dangerous man. His belief in an objective, knowable reality, his fanatical dedication to this teleological narrative of human progress. These ideas should not have been allowed to dominate our government. I believe the narrative of the Founder will always be with us in one form or another. I do not particularly care how it relates to Athena.
Welcome back, 1K.
Listen to me, 1K. Alcatraz has a good heart, but he's wrong. New Alexandria broke him, and now he's going to break New Jerusalem. But you know what? I was there too. I lost friends in the disaster. And that doesn't mean we can just give up on the future. When you find Athena, please remember that.
I don't understand you, 1K. One day you say this, the next you say that. But at least you're doing the right thing now. I guess life can be confusing that way. Goodbye, 1K.
Hi, 1K.
Hi, 1K.
You're back. I think people are happy with the change of leadership that happened while you were sleeping. But they're nervous about what you're going to do next.
I'm glad to see you made it, 1K. You told me to listen to Helga, to pursue what makes me happy, and I figured out that what makes me happy is what I used to do, making prefab walls. Lucky for me, Mayor Byron has announced that the city will be expanding again, so there's loads for me to do. Best of luck, 1K.
Welcome back, 1K. Thank you for saving Byron. I would have missed that old fool. Lively. The city seems to be waking up from its lethargy. I hear a lot of people are working on new art, too. And I hear someone's figuring out how to make movies again.
Hey, 1K.
A lot's changed since you last walked the gardens, 1K.
Well, I think you're going to need that confidence going into the final chapter of this story. Good luck to you.
Hey, 1K.
I'm glad you all decided to come. I wish Byron could be with us too, but he's picked a different path.
We have to do this. It's the only way to protect New Jerusalem.
I didn't think I'd agree, but 1K convinced me. We can't take the risk.
I have only one thing to ask of you, my child. When at last you find yourself before Athena, be gentle to my old friend. The weight of the world was placed on her shoulders, and if she failed to carry it, it was because no one can carry such a burden alone.
The way I see it, you should be in charge now, 1K. If you want to have another look around, make sure we didn't miss anything, go ahead. When you're ready, let us know, and we'll head into the megastructure.
There seem to be more puzzles per cluster than necessary to gain access to the tower. I wonder what happens if you solve all of them. Yes? I don't know. I feel like I'm betraying Byron and I don't like it. But it has to be done. Well, that explains the discrepancies between all those schematics you found and the actual megastructure. It's all been transformed by Athena's dream. No wonder it was driving me potty. Driving me potty? What kind of bizarre idiot came up with that expression? I'm serious. The moment we're done with this, I'm going to sit down and update the language libraries. And I'm going to put in every swear word in every language ever invented. I spent a good time fixing all the mistakes Pellegrino had made, and that made me think. Can I imagine Pellegrino using the theory of everything and not killing every last living organism on Earth? And the answer is no, I can't.
Hey, 1K, anything I can do for you? I feel bad about going against Byron. He's a good person, but we don't have a choice. And I hope one day he's gonna see that. I'm not sure. There seems to be one per site. Maybe they open up when you complete the rest of them? I've only had a brief look at them with the drone, and they look complicated. But maybe that's just me. You know how I am with puzzles.
There you are. I don't agree with Byron on a lot of issues, but I don't think he's going to be a disaster. He's a good leader, smart and caring. In time, he'll tone down some of his more extravagant ideas. If we can prevent him from getting access to the theory of everything, that is. Otherwise, he might do something rash. I think instead of technological progress, we'll have artistic and spiritual progress. Our culture will become deeper and more complex as we learn to accept our place on this planet. We'll have to adjust our expectations at first, but I think in the long run we'll find serenity. No, I don't think so. I hope so. I really do. But to be honest, I'm not sure. We've been through so much together, but this... No matter what he says, he will see our actions as a betrayal.
1K? I've been watching you for some time. Sorry to be so mysterious, but I was unsure as to your intentions. There are people who would prefer Athena to stay where she is. I believe the puzzle you just solved is part of something hidden deep inside Athena's dream. Hidden even from herself. If you're willing to keep going, I think I know where this leads, and it could change everything for us.
I don't know what exactly Cornelius is trying to do, but he certainly deserves your help.
here in the beginning. It was a relief to be away from the politics of New Jerusalem, to be free to study and to create, to imagine a better future without all the exhausting nonsense of the city. Even reusing the technology from New Alexandria felt good, like we were picking up a thread that should never have been abandoned. For the first time, we could be who we wanted to be, the best versions of ourselves. was an act of defiance in a way. To bring a new life into existence and say, this is good, this is fundamentally good, because human beings are unique and valuable, and every single one of them enriches the universe just by existing. We wanted to celebrate that, and to have a personal connection to the life we created, to be invested in each other the way it was in the beginning, to be parents. Died, Athena started crumbling. It wasn't just the death of our daughter, it was everything. The burden of century after century of trying to keep the flame alive, trying to make Alexandra Drennan's sacrifice worth it, while everyone else got caught up in their petty personal problems. Even with me there, she was lonely. She felt responsible for everyone, as if she could change the tides of history by will alone. And I can understand why, because she kind of did. Amanda's death was final, and it was the finality of it that was so unbearable. Even with the technology we were creating, there was no way of reaching back into time to save her. We were moving forward, relentlessly, the days flying by, and with every day, Miranda was further away. I think that was the first time I really understood what it means that time is a dimension. I could measure the distance between us in minutes, hours, days, years. But if what broke Athena was accepting that distance, for me, it was the opposite. I refused to accept it. The universe had already taken so much from us. It didn't get to take my daughter. Except that my daughter was gone. Her body was destroyed, obliterated. But we're more than just a body. We're a pattern, a melody in ones and zeros. And I was convinced that somewhere, somehow, that melody still existed. I just couldn't believe that it didn't. I refused to. That thought consumed me. In some ways, it broke me, but I didn't give up. Not every obsession has to be fought, you know. The easy way isn't always the right one. Athena and I were so consumed by our obsessions that we stopped being able to communicate. We loved each other, but Miranda's ghost hovered over every conversation. That kind of grief annihilates you. You can't ever be the same person again. That's when I decided to go back. Back to New Jerusalem, I hid the truth. Not just about Athena and the island, but everything. My grief, my personal opinions about where the city was headed, all of it. I became the dusty old curator people wanted me to be. Except, of course, that the whole thing was a front. I didn't care about the museum, and I certainly didn't care about the archive scholars and their endless, tedious discussions, no matter how much they fawned over me. No. What I needed was access to the tools. Studying the archive hasn't answered any of our questions about humanity, but it has taught us something. And that's data recovery. tried to reach Athena. I still believe now, present tense, that we can find each other again. But I had no idea what had happened. When I saw the first images you sent back, saw the towers and the puzzles, the changes to what you call the megastructure, I realized something had gone wrong. It took me a while to figure it out. visions that gave me the final confirmation that I was right. You see, they're not all Athena's memories. Some of them are things Athena was never present for. those are Miranda's memories, 1K. She's still in there. A ghost in the machine. And we can save her.
If Miranda can be saved, 1K, this matters more than the megastructure.
Everything you see around you is Athena. Her hopes and fears superimposed onto the landscape of our island. And hidden behind the most difficult trials is precisely the device I need access to. You see, I don't think it's a coincidence that her mind picked Pandora as one of its avatars. On some level, she knows I might be right. But grief is something we cling to. We get used to it. We start being afraid of letting it go because what if we try and we're disappointed? That seems too much to take, so we put up walls around the very idea of trying. That's why she picked Pandora. That's why she hid this all away. Because left at the bottom of that box was hope. It's opening. Come meet me. I'll send you the coordinates in case you don't already have them. I have one last task for you. Thank you for coming, 1K. You've done a lot for my family, and I appreciate it. We're almost there, but we'll have to work together to save Miranda. I'm glad we can disagree and still be on the same team. That seems to be a rare attitude these days. You need to enter the liminal space between Athena's mind and the machine, the bridge between thought and action. There, you have to find the part of the process where Miranda's pattern still exists, where it's been trapped since the moment her physical body was destroyed while she was logged into the machine. A dream quest, if you will. And I have to stay out here, guiding you and making sure your own pattern stays intact. It's not impossible that I'm wrong. The machine has been upgraded more than once since the day she died, and Athena's dreams have affected it in unpredictable ways. If that's the case, I don't know. Then maybe it's over. But I don't think that I'm wrong. You're in. So far, so good. Look for a visual representation of Miranda. I think you're getting closer. That's it. That's her. Just make contact and I can pull you both out.
I've been so lost. I heard my mother's voice, but she couldn't hear mine. I know I made a mistake, but I couldn't apologize. I screamed and screamed and screamed. And then I was dead. This place is confusing. Did my father send you?
Miranda, please talk to me. Are you okay? Did it work?
Father? I'm okay.
I'll never be able to repay what you did for me, my friend. No adequate words exist in any language on Earth that could explain what this means to me. The greatest miracle of our existence, 1K. The miracle that so many of our ancestors couldn't have imagined is that we are capable of love. That love isn't a chemical delusion experienced by mammals, but a fundamental property of sentience. To be sentient, to exist in the first person, is to be alone, to be separate. But all of us, even machines, are always reaching for transcendence, and the only place we can find it is in each other. There was an ancient poet who put it best, I think. We must love one another, or die. I still have limited access to the Noema system. Do you remember that body replication technology you encountered in the puzzles? It's the original version of that. Once you get deep enough, you'll see the singularity, but don't let that distract you. The closer you get to Athena, the deeper inside her dream you will be. With the powers at her command, space and time may not behave in the way you expect them to. Still, underneath all of it, there will be a logic. Try to discover it. That's not for me to decide. But here's what I've come to believe. All of Athena's fears are legitimate. So are all of her hopes. And the only way of ever really overcoming that contradiction is faith. That faith can't be forced, and it can't be bought. We must choose to believe that our strange, long journey through the cosmos matters. Not to some external force, but to us.
Did I say thank you for saving me? Sorry if I didn't. It was all very strange. I thought I might be hallucinating. All I remember is the light. For a moment, I could see something incredible, and then it destroyed me. Very well. Alarmed and embarrassed by all the upset I've caused, but otherwise well. Thank you. But I should have known better. That's the truth, and I have to learn to live with it. I do, yes, but I also see how terrifying the universe can be. how cold and uncaring. It's something I still need to think about. I'm obviously not going to say that there are no dangers. I'm a case study for how smugness and self-importance can lead to tragedy. But you can do better than that. And I can do better than that too. Thanks to you. I need to run a full systems diagnostic to make sure I'm not going to explode or something. I'm not taking any chances, not again. After that, I'll try to see if there's any way of reaching Mother from here. But I suspect that you're the only one who can reach her now. You're part of her dream. Let me just say thank you one last time. Thank you for helping Father save me, and thank you for coming back to the island to save Mother.
I can't believe you saved her, 1K. You and Cornelius took something awful, and you didn't give up, and you found a way of making it okay, even though it seemed completely impossible.